Listen to this. A self-proclaimed Democratic socialist running for Congress in Washington State, that is to say, is demanding a $30 minimum wage. Far-left candidate and squad ally Rebecca Parson calling a $15 minimum wage an antiquated demand, adding, quote, $30 is the floor. As you say your nightly prayers to St. Elon while you fall asleep tonight, reflect on why you punch down on poor people instead of up at your heavenly billionaire. Mike Rowe is not a billionaire yet, but he is the host and executive producer of How America Works on Fox Business, and he joins us now with a reaction from, as you can see, the Mike Rowe study. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Stephen. How are you?
I'm doing okay. So it sounds like this is another person who has never operated a small business, now wants all employees to make at least $30 an hour.
Why stop there? Why not 50?
Right? Exactly.
Look, we've had this conversation a lot of times over the years. It's not a topic that's going to go away. And I think the more you talk about it, the more you just come to the same inescapable conclusion that it's either cause and effect or effect and cause. And if you want to set prices, if you want to set rents, if you want to set the cost of food, the cost of gas, I know it's tempting. For as long as I've been alive, there's been a very loud and sometimes somewhat persuasive argument that says, look, people are in pain. We have to grab the prices where they are. We have to determine what the wages will be, what the cost of a thing is going to be. Right. Look, I'm way out of my lane, Steve. I'm not an expert on this, but never once in the history of the world have I ever known it to work. So is it going to work now? I don't think it will.
And when you look at, there's been so much pent-up demand after the pandemic. And that's why a number of employers have had to up the ante, and they're paying their employees more to get people in the door. The federal minimum wage, I think, is still $7.25 an hour, but some big corporations are paying $15. Maybe she thinks everybody is getting paid $15 and next stop 30.
Yeah, I mean, look, to me, it's just two very different things. If the market, because of supply chain issues and because of demand, if that's going to inspire companies to raise their rates, then that's what happens. It happens in my little organization. It happens in great big organizations. If the government decides what you have to pay a person or what you have to pay, what you should pay for a gallon of milk, look, it all comes down to shortcuts, right, in my view. And maybe I'm saying that in an uncharitable way, but we all want the same thing. We all want to be able to afford a gallon of gas. We all want to be able to earn a living wage. The question is, how do you do it? Do you just step in and say, poof, there's your living wage, it's done. Poof, there's the cost of gas, it's done. Or do you say, it's going to take longer, but we're going to put policies in place that we believe are ultimately going to let the market control what's happening? It's going to be messy, but in the end, not as messy as this. Yeah.
Speaking of messy, in season 2 of Fox Business News Prime kicks off tonight, and How America Works with Mike Rowe. You are actually on camera, and it does get messy from time to time. Here is some sweepers after a parade, Wilmington, Delaware. Let's take a look at a clip. Dogs sweeping.
Up, seat.
Bingo.
So whenever she sat down there, that's her alert that she's found something. Yes, good girl. Good girl.
And with that, Matt and Marion are ready to sweep the parade grounds.
Go.
But in this line of work, plans do change fast.
We just got a call that we have to go to.
Looks like that parade sweep will have to wait until more urgent matters are attended to.
More urgent matters. You know, you think about all of the jobs in America and you look at some unsung heroes, and obviously, you know, you go to the parade grounds, you think it's safe. It's people like that and dogs like that that make that happen.
Well, look, the first episode of season 2 is a love letter to cops. I'll just say it exactly what it is. This is, you know, each episode we focus on a new industry or an old industry and give you an honest look at what it takes to make that work. we wanted to start this season off with a look at law enforcement. So we go to Wilmington, Delaware, and we spend a couple days in the lives of the police force there. And it's not like other cop shows. Sometimes it's banal, sometimes it's exciting, sometimes it's dangerous, sometimes you're sweeping a parade ground. But I don't have to tell you, Steve, it's been a very difficult time to be a cop for the last 4 or 5 years. And we wanted to do a show that shines an honest light on the men and women of a typical police force in America who do what they do day in and day out. These men and women in Wilmington are extraordinary. The dogs are extraordinary. And I think folks are going to love it.
Fantastic. It kicks off tonight at 8 p.m. You can catch How America Works with Mike Rowe tonight over on Fox Business. Mike, thank you very much for joining us. You can finish that cup of coffee now.
I think I will. Thank you, Steve.
All right. See you next time. Thank you, sir. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.